The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books a case of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken and uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened the wide door, darkness, there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before, but the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see. Then what threat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there steeped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obscense made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with the mine flawed lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bast of palace just above my chamber door, perched, and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it o'er. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim, and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he'll leave me as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by the reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master from the unmerciful disaster, followed fast and followed faster, till its songs one burden bore, till the tigress of my hope and that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what its ominous bird of yore What this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of your meant in croaking nevermore? This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that the lamplight clothed over. But those velvet violet lining, with the lamplight clothing over, she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen sense, swung by seraphims whose footfalls linked in the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite, respite, and repent thee from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff the sky Nephthys, and forget the lost Lenore, quoth the Raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, that if a bird or devil were the tempter sent, or were the tempest tossed there, here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on the desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there a balm in Gilead? Tell me, I'd implore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if with the distant Idlen it shall clasp the sainted maiden whom the angels named Lenore, clasp the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Be that word or our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night Plutonian shore. Leave no black plum as a token of thy soul's hath spoken. Leave thy holiness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take the beak from my heart, and take thy from the floor of my door. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. And the Raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming through the shadow on the floor, and my soul from out the shadow that lights floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.